Hi, I'm Kendra Abbott. I'm an ecologist at the University of Alabama in the biology department. I'm a researcher.
And I'm John Abbott. I am Chief Curator and Director of Museum Research and Collections for the University of Alabama.
And today we just thought we would talk to you about our new book that's coming out, The Common Insects of Texas and the Surrounding States, and just what the method to our madness was in making some of the decisions and how we laid out the book.
There's about 1,300 species and about 3,000 photographs, so it's really richly illustrated.
So it is published by the University of Texas Press, but it is not part of their Texas Natural History Guide series that John has two other books in. So it is actually, the decision was made to make it a little bigger so that we could make the images bigger for people to see the various characteristics to identify. We were able to put a little bit more information about their natural history, like what plants they're associated with, or their habitat that they're associated with.
A lot of the plates really look nice,
yeah.
And having fewer species but more variations of those species works, and I think having that additional text also works. So I'm very happy with that decision. We
often have, 3, 4 different color variations of the same insect. The book is organized by orders, and we tried to group them so that you could more easily see the tabs on the side.
Yeah, I really, we took some elements from my Dragonfly and Damselflies of Texas books, including the color coding. I like that as a user of these types of guides. So we came up with 11 different color codes, basically, or groupings that are color coded for this particular book. So we have an introductory section before getting into the species accounts. This contains a lot of information that you would expect, but some things that aren't readily available elsewhere. So one of the things we included in this section is a table on the diversity of insects in Texas. We think there are around 30,000, or we estimate there are around 30,000 species of insects in Texas. Probably more than in any other state, given Texas's size, its geographic location, areas.
You can compare your favorite insect group to see if Texas really is the biggest and the best compared to the other state, to North America and the world.
That's right.
Yeah, and then we just have some different, just different introductory insect information, like natural history, so development, the different types of development that insects go through, and
information on collecting and photographing and curating. And then one thing that's very important to Kendra and I is conservation. We're both strong advocates of conservation, so we included a section on endangered arthropods in Texas. There are a number of them, especially associated with caves, and so there's some information and photographs on some of those.
And then as far as the layout of the pages goes, we tried to really make a conscious effort to try and target both the amateur and the professional entomologists. So we have we tried to do more of the scientific names on the left and the common names on the right. So like on the top of the book, it will have Orthoptera and then grasshoppers, crickets, and katydids on the right, so that you can easily, find the group depending on, where you are in your terminology.
Yeah. So for each spread, we included a range. This is not an exact range, but rather an approximation based on regions in the state. So Panhandle, East, Central, West, Lower Rio Grande Valley, that kind of thing. And that's just because a lot of times the exact range of a species is just not known. So we also included a seasonal phenology. Again, not exact like early and late dates. That's changing constantly and not known for most of these species, honestly. But is it a species you would expect to see in the spring, only in the fall, all year long, that kind of thing. So a little quick seasonal histogram is present. And then the species account itself gives you some characters that to help you figure out or confirm that that's what you've got, as well as some life history and natural history information about them.
And then we did, if there was a character, like, for instance, the fork-tailed bush katydid has this Y-shaped supraanal plate, and most people aren't going to know what that is. So we do have a call-out box where we zoom in on that character so you can see what we're talking about for that character to get to that species.